Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome back to Let's Play Empyrion 1.5 with me, 7-foot Dust Bunny, where we are at my, well, I'd like to call it a base. In all honesty, ignore what's going on there, it's a work in progress. But we'll take a little look at the base so far. Ooh, we actually have some power. Power has been... so much for having some power. Oh, hello. Excuse you. Guests are not welcome. And you. I had hoped to power this with solar panels, but I gotta be honest, the solar is not doing great. I do only have 5 solar panels at the moment, and I do want to make more, but that's all I've got going at the second. As you can see, I've done a bit of work on the base. It's a bit untextured and bland at the moment, but it has had some work done on it. Why are you damaged? What? Why are you damaged? You look to be damaged. What? Why? Why are 2 of you damaged? Any more of you damaged? What? Maybe I accidentally shot it or something. So, at the moment, this will be the base. This is going to be the living area, essentially. And this is going to be a hangar for, well, the graduate for now. And then we go down the stairs, which at the moment no safety railings. But I hope to put some glass in here. This goes further down, and this goes to what will be our core room with our solar generators. At the moment we are T2. The biggest issue we've got actually is that with all the concrete, we're really high up on T2, and basically I've got nothing but 2 large cargo controllers in it at the moment. So there is a few issues there. This goes down again. There's going to be a door here, hopefully to make it airtight. Here's the other large cargo controller, which is going on and off on power. And this is going to be where we develop our water supply. Not a vast amount in the stores at present, but nevertheless some. And I can connect to the cargo system and pick those up, is going to be the plan. But this will be the base of operations. As we have very limited power at present, I'm going to quickly bung some actual power in here. I was reserving some of this area for if I wanted, was it T2 generators, but not T2 generators, T3 CPU extenders. But at the moment, it's gonna have to house a generator, and I think the fuel tank's gonna go up there for now. Blonk. And we'll go to the fuel tank. And fuel wise, let's see. How much will it take to fill it up? Oh, not too bad. How much life does that give us? 12 hours. Now, quite a bit of time has passed while I've been doing all this work. This is going to be, ooh, some work needs to be done here. This wall is not quite how I wanted it. Yeah. Some, I'd not noticed that. Oh well. This is going to be a hover vessel parking bay. And like I say, this will be glass, and there'll be some doors coming in through here. But this has already taken quite a bit of time. Now, I'm hoping what I'm going to be able to do is go back over and pick up our Zask and Erestrum deposits, and from which we had auto miners on, to actually slap some auto miners down on the Promethium over there and start getting some other resources, because ultimately if we're going to go into big fights, this isn't going to cut the mustard. I need to repair this. I need to actually be able to build a CPU extender tier 3 for this base. Fortunately, it seems there is nothing hostile here whatsoever, so we're pretty good on that front. I can go and dig out that gold. There'll probably be a bit of other mining. But yeah, the initial plan is, as a couple of days have passed in game, well, at least a couple, 3 or 4 maybe, it's surprising how much power I've got through on this one. I've had to top her up a couple of times, even with the thrusters off. Maybe because the shields have been up as well. But, ooh, what I should be doing while I was parked here is offloading some of the other weight I've got, because I'm still carrying rather a lot of weight. Oh god. Hang on. Park. There we go. So, while I'm thinking about it, a good idea would be to get rid of some of the weight we have. And I can't connect to my base. Why can't I connect to my base? Can I connect to it now? I'm parked on it. I should be able to connect to the base. Okay. Fair enough. Game wants to be difficult. There is no Wi-Fi extender. Oh god! Oh god, mistakes were made! Mistakes were made! Ow! Oops. Yeah, remind me not to walk out the front of the ship while it's overhanging there. So anyway, if I stand on here, I should be able to transfer a whole bunch of my cargo into my other cargo containers. Here, input base, thank you. And yes, we should be able to get rid of a whole bunch of that. I might keep a little bit of copper. We'll keep the Zask and yeah, we'll take a bit of copper, take a bit of cobalt, and we'll keep that bit of silicon. Maybe we can start a few things manufacturing. I'm gonna move that stone over. Let's move half these titanium rods over. Remove these. Water. That should clear most of that, and we'll just switch into the other container and have a look at our output items, where I've got a whole bunch of bits for building the base. Maybe even got some other spare resources. This one isn't on sort, is it? But if I put a whole bunch of that in the base, it should mean that the ship is a bit lighter now, because what we got nothing in that one, and guns and ammo. Yeah, we'll sort out some other just basic cargo containers for that kind of thing. We can get those in, and they don't take up that much space. So we'll, instead of using cargo controllers for things like guns and ammo, which don't take up that much weight, we'll just use a basic cargo container, and that should give us enough slots. Now we should be able to... Our max speed is still shite? Why is our max speed still shite? Why? Normally on statistics you can see how much cargo lift capacity, another 3.0, speed maximum. What? Okay, maybe it's just the fact we're in atmosphere, because I know they made some modifications for CVs in atmosphere, so maybe I'm missing that. But the plan is to jump over to these deposits and go collect them. So while we're leaving atmosphere, I'm going to line up on where the hell were these deposits? I believe they were there. He says, no, I'm going to say they're there. Because that is... Can I lock target? Nope. Can I lock target? Thank you. Because that seems about right. There we go. And we should be able to go... Yeah, we're still 47. I'm carrying more weight than I anticipated here. But hopefully it will be alright. We'll jump straight across. Now we do need to remember that the area here has a few hostile drones in, and I don't want to get my ass too heavily kicked. But we want the Erestrum and Zircosium because we can't really make decent auto miners without it. Says I don't need to actually do that. I'll put eye on. I've tapped the eye again. Because if I look at this, if it's going to work for me, which it is, excellent. I believe that manufacturing an auto miner, no, not food processing. Let's go to input, there we go. That manufacturing an auto miner, even a base level one. Okay, that doesn't take Erestrum and Zircosium, but you need Zircosium alloy 25 of it to make even a tier 2, and 75 to make a tier 3. Now, we'll probably almost get there, but I'm hoping, it's been a few days, we put a few on this planet, so I'm hoping we can pick up enough to get us going. Yeah, these bloody WLT crowd absolutely pummeled the side of the ship in the previous episode while it was off camera. I still haven't done the repairs to get that one back together. Okay, so here we are approaching down at the Zast deposit, where hopefully we're going to have some decent rewards. Oh, there seems to be plenty of friendly wildlife around by the looks of it. I'm going to switch the thrusters off for a second, just because our other issue at present is that while we have got a decent amount of fuel available to us, he says, going to the fuel supply, not that fuel supply, not that one, this one, because I made a bunch. We don't have oodles. I would like to have oodles. I always feel the need to have ludicrous amounts of food. So that is, oh my lord, it's going to be a bit interesting getting back into that. I'm a bit worried about not being able to get back into the ship. Let's see if I can level that up a bit and get it so we're a bit more likely to be able to get back in the ship. Let's actually just drop it down like that. How's that going to work for us? Oh, nope, need to go a bit further forward. I can tilt it down even. Is that going to work for us? Let's have a look. We'll leave the engines on. Yes, it's burning fuel, but it shouldn't take us that long to pick this up. Come on! Yes, 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 we can reach you beautifully. Right, Zircosium ore. Not vast amounts, but enough to get started. Now, this one is only a tier 2, I believe, not a tier 3. No, is this a tier 1? Right, this is a tier 1 auto miner. Now, I don't believe I can make enough of this at the moment. Yeah, 5 ingots. No, I'm not going to be able to make enough to upgrade that yet. But as soon as I go over to the other deposit, I think I will have enough to make upgrades to the 2 auto miners I have here. And that is actually going to be pretty key to moving forward and getting things together. Now, I'm using the big power packs. I've got water brewing underneath the base for making the fusion cells. There's a lot of argument as to whether the fusion cells are better or worse than the other side. I think they're a tiny bit more efficient on, well, at least on Promethium. Whether they're a tiny bit more efficient overall, I have my doubts. Wow, this is further away than I thought. I'm almost tempted to go back up to space and see if I can make a hop. But yeah, please share your opinions, which you think is more efficient, because I'd be interested to know. I mean, like I say, I think the other ones use a bit more Promethium, but obviously with the fusion cells you actually have to spend the energy to get the water, then you have to process that into hydrogen bottles, which you then have to process into the fuel cells. So a bit of a mixed bag on that one. Let's quickly tap that off and grab myself a bite to eat. I am making my way through my ration packs as well, so food is going to be another thing on the menu, or not on the menu at the moment, but on the menu to do something about getting a nice secure food source. I obviously have the garden in the ship at the moment. I can't say it's been hugely effective for me thus far. I'm still missing a few key items for it, like buds. I really need to find some buds somewhere. This one is going to be tricky, because I'm not going to fit, am I? We're probably going to have to park up here and get out and take the ship down. I could probably walk, but I can't carry the materials then, because I can't guarantee that I'm within range. So we'll get in the graduate, we'll pop out, we'll quickly grab that. Come on, come on, go out, go out, you can do it, you can do it. Ever such a tight fit. This was a tier 2, I believe. Now, I specifically made this one a tier 2 out of the choices because Erestrum is, well, you use a lot more Erestrum, I find, than Zascosium, so having more Erestrum from the outset seemed like a better plan. But the first thing we're going to do is, we're not even going to get this one back in. I'm just going to park here a second. And we're going to dump that into the input box and see if we can knock ourselves up enough to upgrade this one. I think I need... Ooh, but I'm going to have to check. I know I need 75 Zask alloy, which is quite a bit. This is not the right container. Not the right container at all. This is the only awkward thing of this. I wish there was an easier way, but I can see why it's done the way it is. So you'd need 75, but the output count is 5. So for that, well, I'm going to need effectively a couple of hundred. So if I say make 20, I'll make 20. Definitely going to have to start processing some of this. I'm also going to need some power coils, which also use Zascosium and Erestrum. So probably going to need at least, I mean you only get one for these, I think, the output count. You're going to need at least 20 of those as well. So have a quick check what it's going to take here. The best way to check is either to aim the gun at it or actually try and have a look here. I mean here you need an extra flux coils, yeah, you need 5 power coils and 25 Lascosium. For this one you need 75, so I need an extra 50. I'll need an extra 5 power coils. So maybe not as many power coils as I've wound up there. But that'll do for that. And hopefully we'll get some power coils. Oh, you get 2. 2 a pop. Marvellous. Right, so I reckon I will need, I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to be able to carry on my person. For now, I'm going to quickly put half of that back. No, we'll put another half of that back, because there's no way I'm going to need all of that. And we'll go to the output container. We'll take the 50, take 6. That should be enough, I reckon. This is where I'm going to find out I need something else, like capacitors, blah 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 blah. But, you know, live and learn. So, right. Get out, you aim your gun at it, you use upgrade, and it says I need 5 capacitive devices. Now, hopefully I can connect to the arc. No, you bastard. Right. 5 capacitors, please. 5 capacitors. Alright, look, 5. Bargain. Ugh! Hold upside down. Where is it? There it is. Right. Aha! Upgrade. And you just go, think! And it upgrades, just like that. We'll slap those in. Or remove from map. Well, it's sort of removed from map because it's been replaced with a T3. But the beauty of this is now we are it runs for a lesser amount of time, but for every hour we produce 225. Source quality is 53%. Obviously the larger the deposit, the better the source quality, and therefore the better your yield. So now the mission will be to go back to the other deposit and upgrade that one a couple of times, which I'm actually not going to have enough for, am I? Because I will need 75 flask for that. So let's see what we've got just before we head out. It's 50 power cores is enough. We'll go to the pentaxid tank and drop some more of that in there and make sure we've got plenty in the container, and we'll put some fuel in there. Thank you. Make sure we're good to go. But we're going to need en route another 25, I think, because we've got 50. We'll need 75, so we'll need another 5 of these, and we'll need some capacitors as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. For now, we're just going to do it like that. And I'm going to bottom off. I will show you upgrading the other one. And then I will head back home and we'll look at putting some auto miners out on a few resources back on home planet, or the new home planet. So we're here now to upgrade the other auto miner, and there is another way to do it other than putting things in your inventory, which I will just show you a second. So what you need to do is you have the items you need, 75 Zask, enough power coils and enough capacitors, in this case, in a connectable container. You connect to that container, and because that will act as your inventory, you should be able to walk up to this and go blunk, and oh, I need another 5 capacitive devices, which I didn't make. Let's put that to input, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. In a minute, so we're ready, and there we go. Again, 53% quality, off we go. And it's as easy as that. Now those two are fully upgraded, so they'll be bringing in plenty of Plascosium and Erestrum for us. Now we can head back to base, set up things like power supply, which will be our Promethium. That will really sort of power us for the next while. Will be the Promethium and the water we have. Now it was over here, wasn't it? So we'll lock target on that, and then I think we're probably gonna have a look at one of these asteroid fields and see what we've got. You see here, there's some gold. There's quite a bit of gold. There's pentaxid, which we could do with. There's additional Promethium. Again here, there's gold. There's aluminium and platinum, which I don't actually believe have a use in the game yet. Well, not in the base game anyway. But there's quite a few other resources out in that area, which I'm probably going to go and mine some up just manually to get us going. Oh, I thought I locked target. And here we are, coming back into land on our base. And oh, now we go. Nice and gentle, no holes in the roof. We'll turn the thrusters back off. Unfortunately, it's night again. But the plan now will be to, one, I think, harvest some of my food if it's grown. No, it hasn't finished. I don't believe. Have your spice growing? No. Oh, this is on. Let's turn that off. We still do have a reasonable number of ration packs available, so things aren't totally desperate yet. We can turn off the small constructor to save a bit of power. The next thing we're going to make is as many T3 auto miners as we can. So hopefully that will be a reasonable number. I don't know how many it will be, but hopefully it's a reasonable number. Because what we intend to do is put one here, 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 and here. And I want to mine up this gold deposit. Also want to put one here on magnesium and one on iron. I mean, that's a small Maggie deposit. I wouldn't mind a large Maggie deposit or something like that, but I haven't seen one anywhere. And cobalt I've got loads of. But in the meantime, once those are placed, I will go away and work a bit more on the base again, but I will also at the same time go out on a bit of a mining spree anyway, trying to mine up as much as I can lay my hands on. What I really should have done is done this while I was in transit, didn't I? Anyway, I'll be back in a minute with as many auto miners as I could get. Okay, so it appears there's a slight oversight on my part, namely that in order to make auto miners, we need one very important thing, which I don't have very many of: auto miner cores. Yep, I completely forgot I only have 2 of those. So only 2 it is. So we're going to plonk this down on this Promethium here, which I'm guessing is going to go about there. And well, that's not too bad. We'll chuck that down. Give me 7 hours of operational time, and we'll pull in a decent amount of Promethium. The big question now is, what do I stick the other one down on? Let's have a quick look what we've got in system for me to mine. Tons of copper, not as much iron as I would like. Plenty of silicon, cobalt, neodymium, magnesium, sathium, more restrum, which is always good, titanium. I think I'm actually going to put it down on iron. As much as iron is generally fairly common, and there aren't actually any large deposits nearby. The only other thought is to chuck it on magnesium. I mean, I'd love to have some magnesium current, you know, constantly on the go. But I think it's going to be iron, because if I'm going to build another big capital ship, I'm going to need plenty of iron coming in. So for now, we're going to go with iron and chuck that on. Actually, what I want to do is, again, with this one, actually make it persistent. So I won't remove on approach, and I'll put that on there and accept, because that will be an indication that my auto miner is on it. And then, to be honest, I'm looking at 2 things. One is, with the extra restrum and zirconium coming in, and the fact I'll do some mining in between episodes, unless people really want to see the grind, is that I want to bring in an upgraded SV, something that I can fight with. At the moment, it's a toss-up between the Cyclone or a modified version of the Clipper, which at the moment is a T3 combat miner, but it's not going to be a miner for long. It's going to be a combat ship. If you have any other suggestions, I will have a look on the workshop to see if I can find anything else that takes my fancy. But if you have any suggestions of something you would like to see, I would appreciate that, because I'm always open to suggestions of new ships, ones I haven't used before. It would be really good, actually, to have something a bit different. Also, obviously, you will have noted that at the moment we're having 3 Empyrion episodes a week. That's actually going to drop down to 2 as of next week. And Empyrion will probably go to Monday and Thursday for next week only. I say next week, sorry, this week, as it will be, not next week, apologies. That'll be the Thursday of the 23rd will be Empyrion, but on the Saturday I will probably put up an episode of starting Medieval Dynasty. After that, we'll go back to as normal, with Empyrion being on Mondays and Saturdays, and Medieval Dynasty occurring on Thursdays. I'm really looking forward to the full release of Medieval Dynasty and can't wait to get back into that game, so I'm really keen to get on it as soon as the full release comes out, which is due to release on Thursday. So, with that, I did fill that up, didn't I? I plonked it down, I filled it up, didn't I? I'm not a complete idiot. I did fill it up. Anyway, I will check I filled those up and not gone insane. I'm pretty sure I did. And I will go and do some mining in the meantime. Apologies if this was a slightly shorter episode than normal. We're stuck in a bit of the grind at the moment, in between major phases, but I want to get some big vessels in. But I think next episode I'm probably going to be going back to the main quest and hitting on the next stage in the main quest, mainly to see if I can pick up some more auto miner cores. So join me then for that episode, and in the meantime I'll say thank you very much for watching, like and subscribe as always, and join us again next time. Thanks a lot.